She said, "If you can't pay for all my friends' drinks, you're not a real man." I smirked. Good to know. Then I paid my tab and walked out alone. 10 minutes later, she was frantically calling me as her friends vanished and left her with the entire bill. I, 28 male, had been dating Kendra, 26, for about 4 months. Things were going okay, I thought. She was fun, attractive, seemed to have her life together. Looking back now, the red flags were there, but I was wearing rose-colored glasses. Last Friday was supposed to be a chill night. We'd planned to grab drinks at this upscale cocktail bar downtown. Just the two of us. Or so I thought. I get there at 8 p.m. She's already there with 5 other people. 3 women, 2 guys. Never met any of them before. "Babe, you made it?" She kisses me on the cheek. "These are my friends from my Pilates studio." Okay, weird that she didn't mention bringing people, but whatever. I'm social. I can roll with it. We get a big table. Everyone's ordering. Not just drinks, appetizers, entrees, desserts. The works. One of her friends, Tiffany, orders a $85 bottle of wine for herself. An hour in, the bill's already at like $600 and climbing. Her friends are treating this like their personal party, ordering rounds of $18 cocktails like they're water. I pull Kendra aside. "Hey, what's the deal here? This is getting expensive." She laughs. "Don't worry about it. It's just drinks and food." "Yeah, but who's paying for all this?" That's when she drops it, in front of everyone. "Obviously you are. If you can't pay for all my friends' drinks, you're not a real man." That's like basic boyfriend stuff. The whole table goes quiet, watching. Her friend Tiffany actually smirks and says, "Yeah, my boyfriend always covers everyone when we go out." I look at Kendra. She's dead serious. This isn't a joke to her. "Good to know," I said. I stand up, pull out my wallet, walk to the bar, tell the bartender I need to close out my tab. Just what I'd ordered. 2 beers, $24 with tip. Paid it. Kendra's watching me, confused. "What are you doing?" "Being real with myself," I said. Then I walked out. My phone started blowing up before I even reached my car. First Kendra, then unknown numbers, her friends I assume. I didn't answer. Just drove home. 10 minutes after I left, Kendra sends a voice message. She's screaming. Apparently, the moment I left, her friends suddenly remembered they had other places to be. Every single one. They just vanished. Left her with an $800+ bill that was still growing because they'd ordered more drinks right before I left. The best part? She didn't have her credit card. She'd left it at home because, quote from her text, "I knew you'd be paying like a real man should." She had to call her roommate to bring her card. At 10 p.m. on a Friday, the roommate was not happy, but sure, I'm not a real man, LMAO. Update 1. The entitlement escalation has been absolutely unreal. So Saturday morning, I wake up to 52 missed calls. Not just from Kendra, from her mom, Helen. Her mom, y'all. I listened to one voicemail from Helen. "You abandoned my daughter at a restaurant with a bill she couldn't pay. What kind of man does that? You need to Venmo her $863.40 right now and apologize." $863.47. They calculated it down to the penny. Then Kendra starts texting from her roommate's phone since I blocked her. "I had to use my rent money to pay that bill. You need to pay me back. This is literally theft. My friends think you're a loser, Badabu. No real man would do this. I'm giving you one chance to make this right. $863.47 plus $200 for my emotional distress." Emotional distress. She wanted damages for emotional distress because I wouldn't pay for her friends' drinks. But here's where it gets really good. Sunday afternoon, she shows up at my apartment with her roommate, Denise, and some dude I've never seen before. Let's call him Muscle Mike, because this guy was trying so hard to look intimidating. They're banging on my door. I watched through my Ring camera as Kendra tells Muscle Mike to make him open up. I called the cops, told them my ex-girlfriend brought some random guy to threaten me at my home. They showed up in like 10 minutes. The cop asks what's going on. Kendra goes into this whole sob story about how I financially abused her and stole from her by making her pay for her own friends. The cop looks confused. "Ma'am, did he force you to order food and drinks?" "No, but did he promise to pay and then refuse?" "He should have." "Ma'am, not paying for your friend's drinks isn't a crime." Muscle Mike tries to step in, talking about how a real man would handle this. The cop shuts him down immediately. "Sir, are you threatening someone over a restaurant bill?" They all left real quick after that. Monday morning, I get a notification that I've been tagged in an Instagram post. Kendra made a whole story series about fake men and financial abuse in dating. She didn't use my name but posted a picture of us from a month ago with my face badly scribbled over in red. The comments were not going how she expected. Girl, you expected him to pay for random people? This is embarrassing, delete this. Team boyfriend, honestly, the entitlement, far too much. She deleted it within 2 hours. But then, because apparently she has zero chill, she messages my ex, Jessica, on Facebook. Jessica and I ended on good terms 2 years ago. We're still social media friends. Jessica screenshots the messages and sends them to me. Kendra was trying to get dirt on me, asking if I was always this cheap and if I financially abused Jessica too. Jessica's response was golden. He paid for plenty when we dated. He just has boundaries. Maybe try paying for your own drinks? Kendra blocked her immediately, lol. Tuesday, today, I get an email from Kendra's friend Tiffany. Subject line, business proposal. She wants to mediate between us for a small fee of $100. She'll help us work through this miscommunication and get me to see why real men invest in their relationships. I forwarded it to my group chat. My buddy Anton replied, "Bro, they're really trying to make you paying for drinks into a whole business model." Haven't responded. Not planning to. The best part? My coworker Eleanor knows one of Kendra's Pilates friends. Apparently, the whole friend group is mad at Kendra now because they all got stuck with Uber surges trying to leave the restaurant quickly that night. The bill was so high the restaurant manager almost didn't let her leave, thinking she was trying to dine and dash. And according to Eleanor's source, this isn't the first time Kendra's done this. She's pulled the real man card on at least 3 other guys, getting them to pay for expensive group dinners. I was just the first one to walk away. Update 2. This woman really chose the nuclear option. Wednesday, I get a text from my buddy James, who works at a bank downtown. "Dude, why is your girl here trying to take out a loan and listing you as a reference?" A loan. She tried to take out a personal loan and put me down as a character reference without asking. For $5,000. Her reason? Recovering from financial abuse. The bank obviously called me to verify. I told them we dated for 4 months and I have no idea why she'd list me. They denied her loan immediately. Thursday was when she completely lost it. I'm at work when our receptionist, Gloria, calls my desk. "There's a woman here with a PowerPoint?" I go to the lobby. Kendra's there with a laptop and a portable projector, trying to set up in our waiting area. She brought a whole presentation titled, "How Clayton Failed as a Partner, a Case Study." Clayton is not even my name. My name is Caleb. She made a whole PowerPoint with the wrong name. Security was already on the way, but I watched for a second. She had slides with financial responsibilities in modern dating, the $863.47 incident, a breakdown, testimonials from affected parties, screenshots of her friends agreeing with her, proposed settlement terms. She saw me and started her presentation. As you can see on slide 3, the expectation was clear. "That's not my name," I said. "What?" "The PowerPoint says Clayton. I'm Caleb." Her face went red. She'd been practicing this presentation for the wrong person. Security escorted her out while she was frantically trying to edit the slides on her laptop. Friday, the pettiness reached new heights. She signed me up for every spam email list she could find. I'm talking hundreds of emails. Nigerian princes, timeshare offers, MLM schemes, you name it. Joke's on her though, I have filters. Took me 5 minutes to fix. But Saturday was the grand finale. She organized a protest outside my apartment building. Her and 3 friends with signs, "Real men pay for dates, Caleb the cheapskate, honk if you support chivalry." My neighbor Mrs. Rodriguez saw them from her balcony and yelled, "Get a job, pay for your own drinks." The protest lasted exactly 23 minutes. Why? Because Tiffany, the one who wanted to mediate for $100, saw that several people were filming them and realized this was going to end up on social media. She literally grabbed Kendra's sign and goes, "This is going viral for the wrong reasons. We need to leave now." Too late. Someone already posted it on TikTok with the caption, "Tell me you're entitled without telling me you're entitled." 2.3 million views as of today. Sunday, I get a call from an unknown number. It's Kendra's dad, Robert. "Son, I need to apologize for my daughter." plot twist I didn't see coming. Robert continues. Helen showed me the messages. I saw the video of the protest. I'm mortified. We didn't raise her to be like this. Apparently, Kendra had been telling her parents I was emotionally abusive and controlling her finances. When they saw the actual evidence, they were appalled. Robert's already cut off her allowance. Yeah, she gets an allowance at 26 and told her she needs to get a second job if she can't afford her lifestyle. She wanted us to sue you, Robert said. For what? I asked. Not buying her friends cocktails? I told her she's lucky you don't sue her for harassment. The update as of today. Kendra's been dropped from her Pilates studio friend group. Tiffany apparently sent a group text saying Kendra's brand is too toxic for their positive vibes community. Her roommate Denise is moving out because Kendra tried to make her pay half the restaurant bill since it was roommate solidarity to support each other. And the best part? That restaurant? They have her photo at the hostess stand now. Not banned, exactly, but the manager told my coworker, who goes there regularly, they require a credit card hold for her before seating, all because I wouldn't pay for her friends' drinks. Final update. The conclusion to this saga is even wilder than I expected. 2 weeks ago, Kendra tried one last desperate move. She applied to appear on a local radio show's segment called Dating Disasters, where people share their worst date stories. She thought she'd get sympathy. She did not. My coworker Eleanor was listening and texted me immediately. The radio hosts were not having it. Host 1, so you brought 5 friends to your date without telling him? They just happened to be there. But you said you texted them to come? Well, yes, but... And they all ordered expensive drinks and food? It was a nice place. And you expected him to pay for everyone? Real men. Girl, this ain't it. They spent the next 10 minutes roasting her. The other host literally said, "This is why I'm single. People like you exist." They turned it into a whole segment about entitlement in modern dating. The calls that came in were brutal. Not one person sided with her. But the real ending came last week. Remember Muscle Mike, the guy she brought to intimidate me? Yeah, turns out he wasn't just some random friend. He was a guy she'd been talking to on a dating app, brought him along as backup muscle, and promised him a free dinner at a nice restaurant as payment for his intimidation services. How do I know this? Because Muscle Mike, real name Michael, messaged me on Instagram with screenshots. After the police incident, he realized he'd been played. She'd told him I was her abusive ex who owed her money. When he found out the truth, he was pissed. She'd made him risk arrest over a restaurant bill she created herself. But here's the kicker. Michael works in HR at a major company downtown, the same company where Kendra just applied for a marketing position. He obviously didn't say anything during her interview process. That would be unethical. But when she didn't get the job and texted him asking if he could put in a good word for next time, he responded, "I don't associate with people who lie and manipulate others for financial gain. Please don't contact me again." She tried to spin this as him being another fake man on her Instagram story. Nobody cared. Her follower count has dropped by like 60% since the TikTok incident. Current status update. Kendra moved back in with her parents after Denise moved out and she couldn't afford the apartment alone. Her dad, Robert, made her get a second job at a call center to learn the value of money. The Pilates studio friend group completely ghosted her. Tiffany started dating one of the guys who was at the original dinner, and they joke about the incident being how they met. The TikTok video hit 5 million views and spawned a whole trend of people mocking real man payment expectations. Last Thursday, I got one final message from a new Instagram account she made. I blocked the other 3. "I hope you're happy. You've ruined my life over $863. I'm struggling while you're probably laughing about this." I didn't respond, but here's the thing. I wasn't laughing. I was relieved. This whole experience taught me to trust my gut when something feels off. Those 4 months, there were signs. The expectation that I'd always pay. The subtle comments about my car not being nice enough. The way she'd forget her wallet whenever we went out. The $863.47 wasn't about the money. It was about respect. She didn't respect me enough to ask if I'd mind her bringing friends. She didn't respect me enough to have a conversation about payment before ordering $600 worth of stuff. She only saw me as an ATM with legs. And when I refused to be that, she tried to destroy my life. Harassment, attempted intimidation, public humiliation, trying to get me fired, all because I paid for my own drinks and left. My buddy Anton said it best. She spent more energy trying to get that $863 from you than she would have spent just working a few extra shifts to pay it herself. Yesterday, I ran into Jessica, my ex who Kendra had messaged at a coffee shop. She laughed and said, "Dodged a nuclear missile with that one, didn't you?" Yeah, I did. To anyone reading this who's dealing with similar entitlement, pay your tab and walk away. The tantrum that follows will tell you everything you need to know about who they really are. And to Kendra, since I know you're probably reading this, you made a Reddit account just to find this post. According to your latest Instagram story, that $863.47 was the best money you never got from me. It revealed exactly who you are and saved me from wasting any more time on someone who sees relationships as transactions. Your friends didn't disappear that night because they had other plans. They left because the moment the free ride ended, so did their interest in hanging out with you. Maybe think about that. P.S. The restaurant? They lifted the credit card hold requirement for her last week. She went back with her parents. Robert paid, but according to my coworker who was there, he made her calculate the tip herself and explain why 20% was appropriate for good service. Character development? We'll see.